Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsten Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to episode 137, Curating Your Thoughts. I just got home from Iceland. Everything about my trip was epic. The scenery, the company. I love going places with my family. The nature, coupled with physical exertion. We climbed boulders in a lava tube. We explored caves. We hiked on glaciers with heavy-duty crampons. We walked along Diamond Beach and Black Beach. We saw geysers and volcanoes and hot spots. We swam in natural springs. We weathered snow and wind and ice. We witnessed the northern lights over and over and over again. We ate licorice. I love black licorice. And reindeer and lamb and fermented shark. Didn't love those quite as much. We played board games and card games and phone games together. We watched Eurovision together and visited the place where Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams face each other while playing two keyboards. We drove a 9-passenger van for over 8 hours in one day while listening to Icelandic music. We explored the Golden Circle and Reykjavik. We saw ravens and seals and one lone mink and Icelandic seagulls. The trip was filled with wonder and awe and complete and utter love for each other and for a God who made such a beautiful earth. And then we came home. We came home to jet lag and laundry and a huge storm in New England, which meant clearing our driveway, shoveling the walks, roof raking. We came home to real life. Both my husband and I mentioned to each other that we were feeling a little sad, like coming home from this trip was a little more of a letdown than it usually is after traveling. We had our college kids with us, and they went straight back to Utah. Perhaps that was part of it. But the kids who still live at home mentioned they were missing Iceland too. Sometimes we want to miss something like an epic trip to Iceland. Sometimes we want to feel a little sad when we are separated from our adult children. But after a couple of days, I reminded myself that I can curate my thoughts. I can choose to feel sad, or I can choose to be grateful that we were blessed enough to go to Iceland in the first place. Obviously, not all our thoughts are as black and white as that. Human beings are nuanced, and our thoughts and feelings are affected by many factors. Many of our thoughts come from our parents or teachers or friends. Maybe our thoughts come from cultural expectations, the internet, or our intuition. Perhaps our thoughts come from our Creator. Every single idea and thought we have comes from somewhere. So let's talk about how to curate our thoughts. Number 1, notice what you're thinking. We usually are just on autopilot and we don't really notice what we're thinking, right? So I noticed I was thinking about how I wished we were still on vacation together in Iceland. Number 2, question your thoughts. This part is key. Why are we thinking what we're thinking? I think for me, although Iceland is truly epic, I think my thoughts were more about missing my kids than the vacation itself. Number 3, remember thoughts we think over and over feel true. You might think to yourself, this will never work, or they don't respect me, or vacation is better than real life. Those thoughts are optional. They are not true. They are just opinions your brain is repeating to you. So if something is a fact, it's something everyone will agree on, like today is Tuesday. Everyone agrees on that. If something is just a thought, it's not neutral or something that everyone will agree on. It's your brain's interpretation. It might be something like Tuesdays are boring. Maybe Tuesdays are boring for you, but they're not boring for everyone. That is just an opinion. If you're thinking, I'm a failure, that is not a fact. It's just a painful sentence your brain has decided to repeat to you. Number 4, rewrite your story. When you notice a thought or a story you're telling yourself that is not serving you, you have the option to rewrite that story. You know how much I love stories. If you're going to tell yourself a story, it might as well be a good one that uplifts you. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a story that is factually true or just an opinion. For myself in my Iceland example, instead of thinking, I wish we were still in Iceland or Iceland is more fun than my life in Boston, because of course those thoughts aren't helpful to me, I can choose to still tell myself what feels like the truth by deleting those thoughts, cutting those neural pathways, and replacing them with thoughts like, I am so privileged to take vacations like the one to Iceland. Living in Boston is an adventure. Nature in New England is beautiful. I have 20 species of birds in my own backyard. I snowshoed in the forest just yesterday. The ocean is a mere 45 minutes away. I live with 3 people who I love and am surrounded by friends who I love. I'm grateful for the life I choose to live. I could go on and on. There are so many good things I can say about my life. And I would suggest, if you're doing this exercise, to write down the thoughts that you want to think. Write them down so that if your brain is not easily coming up with them, you can read those thoughts when you notice that your thoughts are not where you want them to be. Number 5, intentionally think thoughts that lead to feelings you want to feel. Do you want to feel grateful? Think grateful thoughts like, I'm blessed to live the life I live. Do you want to feel peace? Joy? Do you want to feel connection? Think thoughts that generate those emotions. Of course, life is 50-50 and we're going to feel things other than joy and gratitude because that's part of being human. But after allowing ourselves to feel and process the anger or anxiety or grief or whatever it is, we can choose to think and feel what we want to think and feel. Curating our thoughts cultivates the emotions we want to feel. So, as you go through your life, thinking your thoughts, as we all do, I challenge you to notice what's happening inside your mind. Notice how those thoughts are affecting your feelings and intentionally choose better. So the next time someone asks a penny for your thoughts, you can share those thoughts with gratitude and unfettered joy. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstenCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsten Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.